Let me ask you this. When you picture your retirement, do you see freedom, travel, and finally having time for yourself? Of course, most of us do picture that. But the reality is that small mistakes made early can end up costing the most. Over the years, I watched Canadians lose thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, simply because they didn't know the rules or they let default choices make the decision for them. So today, I want to walk you through four of the most common retirement mistakes I see, and more importantly, how you can avoid them so you keep more control, more flexibility, and more confidence. Retirement in Canada is shifting, and the numbers tell the story. As of 2024, the average retirement age was just over 65, which is slightly later than it was even a few years ago. At the same time, Canadians are living longer. Life expectancy has rebounded to about 82 years, with women averaging closer to 83 and men around 79. That means many of us will spend 20 to 30 years in retirement, and those decades will be shaped by the choices we make in the first few years. Now think about this. Fewer than 4 in 10 Canadian workers have a workplace pension. The majority are relying on a mix of CPP, OAS, RRSPs, TFSs, and their personal savings. When that's the reality, every decision about timing, taxes, and spending has long-term consequences. Most of the mistakes I see don't come from people being careless. They come from assumptions that people make. Some assume they must start their workplace pension the moment they retire. Others believe withdrawing from an RRSP is basically the same as a RRIF once they are 65. And many are so cautious about running out of money that they end up underspending during their healthiest years. The outcome is usually the same. They either pay more tax than necessary or they miss out on experiences they'll never get back. Canadians are living longer than ever before, and many will reach their 90s. That makes retirement a long chapter where even small missteps can add up to big costs. Confidence levels are also very low. Surveys show that only about 1 in 3 Canadians feels very confident about their retirement plan. That uncertainty often leads to hesitation and inaction. Spending is another piece people underestimate. The average Canadian household spends more than $75,000 a year. Retired households usually spend less, but without tracking your own numbers, you're simply guessing. And guessing with retirement money is very risky. So let me point out some mistakes. Mistake number 1, starting your workplace pension too soon. Many Canadians believe they must start drawing a workplace pension the day after they stop working. Sometimes that makes sense, but in other cases, deferring even a year or two can increase the payment you'll receive for life. Some plans apply reductions if you start too early, so waiting slightly longer can result in higher guaranteed income. One practical way to bridge that gap is by using RRSPs or TFSA withdrawals, which is temporary, then letting the pension begin at a stronger level. The mistake is not starting early in every case. The mistake is assuming you don't have options and locking in without comparing the choices. So that was first mistake, and I would say that was lack of knowledge. Mistake number 2, leaving a locked in account untouched. Many people leave a job with a pension that gets transferred into a LIRA or locked in retirement account. These accounts come with strict rules about how much you can take out. What's often overlooked is that some provinces allow more flexibility. For example, in Ontario, you can unlock up to half of the balance when you convert to a LIF, which is a life income fund. And in certain cases, you can unlock the entire balance if it falls below a certain threshold. Why does this matter? A locked in account ties your hands. Moving part of it into a RRIF or RRSP gives you more flexibility to manage withdrawals, smooth your taxes, and plan for your estate. So, flexibility translates into choice. That takes me to mistake number 3. withdrawing from an RRSP at 65 instead of converting it to a RRIF. This one is simple but very powerful. If you're 65 or older and you plan to withdraw from your RRSP, consider converting at least part of it into RRIF first. There are two big benefits. First, RRIF withdrawals after age 65 count as eligible pension income, which means you may be able to split that income with your spouse or your partner. RRSP withdrawals do not qualify for that. And number two, RRIF withdrawals after 65 qualify for the $2,000 pension income tax credit each year. Again, RRSP withdrawals do not qualify for that. Over 20 or 25 years of retirement, missing out on income splitting and the tax credit can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. A simple conversion step can make a big difference. That takes me to mistake number 4. Not knowing your spending, which often leads to underspending. The last mistake might surprise you. Most people worry about overspending, but what I see just as often is underspending. Think about it. Your 60s and early 70s are the years when you are healthiest and most able to enjoy retirement. Those are your go-go years. But when people don't know what they can safely spend, fear tends to hold them back. Years later, they look back and say, I wish I had done that while I could. A retirement plan is not about pushing you to spend recklessly. It's about giving you clarity. When you see in black and white how much you can safely spend, you can enjoy your lifestyle with confidence, knowing you're not putting your future at risk. Let's quickly address 2 common concerns that I come across. Objection number 1, I thought I had to take my pension as soon as I retired. In reality, many pensions allow timing choices. Reviewing them can mean more income over your lifetime. Another objection that I come across is, I don't want to spend too much early on. What if I run out? That's a fair concern, but the solution isn't to stop spending. It's to have a plan that shows you the safe range today and how it evolves as your CPP, OAS, and pension benefits come into play. So let's recap the 4 common retirement mistakes Canadians should avoid. Number 1, starting your pension too early without reviewing your options. Number 2, leaving a logged-in account untouched when unlocking options are available for you. Number 3, withdrawing from your RRSP at age 65 instead of converting it to RRIF. And number 4, not tracking your spending, which often leads to underspending during your healthiest years. All 4 of these mistakes are preventable. With a bit of planning and awareness, you can reduce taxes, keep flexibility, and enjoyment retirement with fewer regrets. Which of these 4 mistakes surprised you the most? Take a moment to reflect, because awareness is the first step to avoiding them. Retirement is not just about saving money. It's about using that money wisely so you can live fully. Thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Till then, goodbye.